Girl, you can dance with us. You don't have to be on the beginning. Yeah, go ahead and dance.
Keep it moving, y'all. You don't have to be a camera to do it. Do it. Keep it moving.
Saturday dance party. I'm ready to move, y'all. I'm ready to move. I'm ready to just like, even though like we do this every day anyway, we be moving all the time. But movement is life. We have to remember to move. I had a beautiful conversation with my mother yesterday. She's so gorgeous. She's so gorgeous. And she is talking about how she is getting better because she's moving. And for all of you who do not know, my mother had a major heart surgery. And she's coming along well, praise Allah. And she's speaking to me like the different things that she has to do. And she realized she has to move. Yes, movement is life, you know? And then we add more to it by when we're thinking while we're moving. So we have to set our intentions, what we doing. Yeah. And then act it out. You know what I mean? I love that. The sun is shining brightly through the window, giving us some rays of light, and had a beautiful meditation this morning just to get my compassion on. Yeah, get my self-compassion on for myself and for the world. We have to get up and set those intentions, everyone. Get up and set those intentions and get to moving. The spirit keeps having me say, get to moving. Get to moving. Sometimes we don't even know that we're standing still. One way the spirit said is because we have, thoughts rush in a lot, millions at a time, right? It's just like, blah, 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 blah. So sometimes we get tired just from the mere simple thoughts that are coming in and out, depending on if you're controlling it or, being mindful, being present, staying present, having present moment awareness, right? Those thoughts can make you be like, where you out? Because mine is king and they be coming in and out. But when we are in motion and we're doing and acting, keep it moving. We have to keep all of it moving now. Good positive energy. You know what I mean? Keep those good positive thoughts out there, right? And maintain the intentions that we set for ourselves every day. I know you all be setting good intentions out there. I be feeling it. That's why I said, this morning I was like, yes, let me get a compassion prayer. Let me do this compassion prayer for everyone, because I feel you all getting up with like, all right, I want to do this today, and I want to set this to do today, and you all are setting it. I feel it. So I was right there with you, and got down and did a nice, beautiful meditation prayer. I'm going to put it inside of the chat so you all can see it, or the comment box. I think I did before. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to put it in there. It's from 𝕱𝖑𝖆𝒊𝒏𝒊𝒏𝒆. She's a beautiful Tibetan healer, and she has these awesome and amazing mantras that help you just keep that flow, keep that positive flow within yourself and keep you centered. So I'm going to put that in there, but I want you all to tell me, how are you keeping it moving? And then we're going to be dancing. I can't wait for 11 more minutes. We're going to do some meditation and motion. I'm already doing it in my head, but now I just need some music. Or do we need music? So tell me, you all. And yes, before we continue going, I just started talking.
Right, you didn't acknowledge nobody, you didn't tell nobody, you didn't talk to nobody on Facebook.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't say nothing. You was like, okay, yeah, I was praying for you. And I'm moving and I'm ready to dance.
That was the spirit. So the spirit spoke first.
Flow. I was like, I'm gonna just flow.
The spirit spoke first. He just wanted you to know that. The spirit was like, look, you gotta tell him this now. Tell him this, and this. Set the spirit, do this, and then now. All right, so see, when I came back, I went, oh my goodness. Everyone, help me welcome the hostesses with the mostesses of feminine flame, DeAnna AKA our sun goddess. Yes, she is. You didn't know that? You better ask somebody. Yes, sun goddess. Giving life and love and positive energy to everyone with the sun. Oh my goodness. And let's see, AKA the moon goddess, spreading her wisdom and light to you all. Yes, and to all our family out there. Everyone, thank you for coming to this show today. We love you all dearly. I can't see your names, but you know who you are because you always show up and you in that box. You waiting for us to set your hearts on fire with some love today. Thank you for being here. For everyone who's going to see this on the replay later, please remember to put hashtag. How you do hashtag? Oh, I did it.
Hashtag replay.
Hashtag replay. Put the hashtag replay. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days. I just felt it. I said movement. I can't stop. Good. Don't stop moving. Keep on moving. I want y'all. But hashtag replay. Put any questions, comments, concerns, anything, aha moments. You know what I mean? Inside that comment box so we can read them. I do. I come in. We all do. We all come in and read. And we also make them part of another show as well, answering your questions, you know? Remember, our information is also inside of the descriptions. So if anytime anyone doesn't want to do it publicly like that, because sometimes put in the comment box is public, write one of us. Write one of us. You know, we'll stop, we'll look well, and we'll write you right back. All right?
Yeah.
So, my sister queen, how you all keep it moving? How are you all keeping it moving? Keeping it moving.
Keeping it moving.
Keeping it moving.
Keep it moving.
Keeping it moving.
Keep it moving.
How are you keeping it moving on all levels of life? How are you bringing that abundance on all levels of life? Keeping it moving. Jesse, like this.
Right.
I went into a portal.
Right. You know what? Angela said that she can't see y'all, but see, I can see y'all in the chat. So Amanda, Christine, and Tiffany,
Amanda, hey, Tiff.
we see you.
Get in here. You all know it's Saturday dance party.
No, I know. I'm about to put the link in the comment too.
Nobody get in here because when we start dancing in 7 minutes, we're gonna set it on fire. We already setting it on fire, but it's gonna go up more.
Yeah.
You know, Angie's back on the clock, and she's gonna put this.
I am. I'm on the clock. I'm on the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do I keep it moving? Let's see. How do I keep it moving? I just go with right now. I just go with the flow. Before I was, you know, forcing my body to do different things so that I can get out of whatever slump I was in. But now I just go with the flow, whatever my body asks for the time. I dance.
Yes, right.
I meditate. I dance, meditate. I clean, meditate. I actually have to keep a notebook nearby when I'm cleaning or cooking because it's like, well, boo, okay, this is where we at right now. Got it.
Wow.
I do spiritual bath, which with movements in it, depending on the healing that I am going to, depending on the talk that I'm going to go into, depending on the things that Spirit said that we're working through, I go into bath for myself and, you know, for whoever I'm going to be sitting with. I also run. I love to run. Yeah, I run depending, if it's something really like stuck, I go running. And then I work it out while I'm running. So, because there's nothing more than when you're running. I tell you that when I started hearing, like on a deeper level, I began nature. I'm speaking of nature. When I was hearing the nature, it came from a running, because I used to go every single day to the park to just walk, and you know, I was thinking it was just walking, right? But my guides were like, yeah, no, this is not just it's not just walk. It is because, you know, it's going to bring you to that, but yeah, it's, you know, later on you'll find out that it's way more than a walk. So yeah, so running was amazing. Yeah, no, I just, right now I do anything. If like with my friend yesterday, I was telling her we were The girls love to color, so I was coloring with them. That's a movement of flow because it's really helping your brain while you the coloring, and you know those pictures are in your brain. You're bringing them out to life. Like Walt Disney saw Walt Disney in his brain first, in his mind first, and then he drew it out and it came to life.
There you go.
You know, all of it, but you know, it takes time, meditation, all concentration, all that beautiful stuff. But yeah, so those are the main. Did I miss anything, guys? Oh, I also do where I just lay down on my mat and put on all of my pillows and blankets, and I become like just like my little cage, and I put my headphones on and I go into deep sleep meditation.
Oh,
That's amazing because I'm, you know, but yeah, if something else comes up, I'll let you know.
awesome sauce, Queen D. Yeah.
I'm doing all kinds of stuff in the background because I forgot that Zoom. How you gonna change your settings on me? And now I gotta figure out how to play the music. Hold on. So I am awesome sauce as normal. Okay, how do I keep it moving? Like with one thing. Wait, let's rewind. Jessie said, which was key. It depends on how my body is feeling. Woo! That was fire. That was fire. Fire. Pants on fire. Fire, fire, find fireman, woo, 6-pack, sorry, fire, 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 okay? That's what kind of fire that was, okay? Bald head, chocolate, yeah, okay, maybe some facial hair going on. That's that kind of fire you just mentioned, Jessie, okay? Watch out.
Watch out.
Right, watch out. And I say that because sometimes we forget, or we tend to think that we have to have that same routine every day. But you know, just like our muscles need variety, so does our meat suit, which is the muscles. Hello, is telling you it needs variety. So does your spirit. It needs variety. And then plus your spirit's like, hello, can you go walking today? Go walk the dog. Or me the other day was like, go ask your neighbor, can you walk our dog? Can I walk your dog? Yes, here you go. I had a blast.
You walk my dog, Boo.
Yes. And then wait. And then at first I thought, that was just for the dog. But no, it was for me too. I needed the energy from the dog with me on the walk to kick it with the trees. Shoot, I was kicking it the other day with the trees, with the dog, okay? So
was she?
Man, and actually yesterday after we got off the line and I was like, I'm about to go walk, this one tree, beautiful, and it was talking, it was calling to me, and I just stopped. I began crying because I was like, you are so beautiful. I was like, I see you. Wow. I was touching her. I was like, girl, you are beautiful, and crying. How you just be crying at a tree? I was crying with the tree. It was amazing. It was amazing. So that's one way I keep it moving. I walk. I keep it moving in the shower. I keep it moving like Jessie was saying, you fire, girl. Okay, remember 6-pack, fireman, fire. You can keep it moving and meditate at all times. And when you're cooking, when you're cleaning the house, when you're talking to the kids, shoot, when you in the store looking for that new headband, girl, watch out. That was me the other day. I was in meditation at the hair store. Keeping it moving in the hair store, you know, fire. So that's how I keep it moving. Come on. When I got my grapes this morning, I was moving. What?
She always does that to me. She's looking for food.
What's so great? I'm mad because it's not mango season now. I'm looking for mangoes at the store and the mangoes are gone. How y'all gonna leave me, mango?
I know.
I have mangoes.
Where'd you go?
I went, right. Shut up, Angela. I heard that. I I had mangoes. Oh, you know.
Columbia. Mangoes are stable.
You know the love that you have for mango right now. Can you go back to when you didn't like it and you're like, wait, why didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're right, Jesse. I hated mangoes. I'm like, what is this? The same neighbor that I walked her dog, I'm like, there you go, bag of mangoes. She's like, thank you. Because she loved them. She was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, they're nasty. She said, no, they're not, D. You're not letting them ripe. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I believe you, but here, take the bag. So, but the next time, I didn't believe him, whatever. Okay, so the next time I got the mangoes, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen, let them ripe up, and they fire, okay? They are fire, 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 fire.
What happens when you do something and you're not ready? That's next. After.
Wait, I gotta figure out, wait.
I got something. Hold on, can y'all hear this? Can you all hear this?
No.
You hear that? You hear that?
Yes, you hear it.
Okay.
Talk, Angela, make sure we can still hear it as we're talking.
ABC, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we can hear it. And it's not copywritten music, right?
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You're not trying to get banned from Facebook. You're not trying to get banned from Facebook because of copyrighted music.
Because you know we're on fire, right?
Yes, we are.
Oh, wait, hold on. Flame emotion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Flame emotion.
Keeping it moving. Keep it moving, y'all. Hey.
Okay, so I'm talking to Amanda in the chat as I'm dancing, and she left.
She walked up in here, she's like, I don't know what I walked into.
No, she said her volume is way too low on her laptop. She can't really hear us.
Oh, okay. It's okay, dude.
Girl, you can dance with us. You don't have to be on the big screen. Yeah, go ahead and dance.
Keep it moving, y'all.
You don't have to be a camera to do
Stay
it.
healthy.
Do it.
Keep it moving.
Oh my God. Can I just tell you guys?
Yoda's dancing. Yoda's dancing. Yoda's dancing. Yoda's dancing.
Yoda.
Stay in the flow.
Because the force is within you.
Yes.
It's within you.
And the flow is going.
Yes. Hey.
I like this. The Spirit told me to put this on. It picked it for us. Spirit.
I'm loving it.
That's what I did.
Awesome sauceness.
Wait, okay, yeah, I'm kicking it today. So I got this belly dancing thing yesterday, and you can put it all places.
Put it around here. You should put it around here and just be like.
Well, I can, but right now, because you know how we be setting up to be on video, so I got the light there, and I'm not moving all that right now. So
I can hear it.
Love it.
Hear that beautiful movement? Ooh.
this was the last one, and I was buttering. I was like, how much is it? She said $14.99. I said, it's the last one. Give me a deal.
That's
Hey,
right.
you don't have not, or okay, you know what I'm trying to say. You don't have because you don't ask. Hello, ask. Ask, and it will be received.
Right. And you shall.
Yes. Yeah,
right.
and then the lady I talked to, she was like, well, I'm not the boss, so I don't know, but I think it's $14.99. The boss saw it and she said $7.99. And the other lady in Chinese said to her, that's not enough. And then the boss said, she just told me that wasn't enough. I said, no, you know what you're doing, $7.99. Thank you. Talking about how you gonna tell me that I'm not the boss and I cannot tell you, but then when the boss tell me what she heard, how much she's supposed to give it to me, you don't tell her that wasn't enough. Don't be trying to make that
fresh.
Right.
Mind your business. No.
Right. I was like, he said $7.99.
That's what happens when we're in a position for a long time. We think we own the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh man! So I wanted to share with you guys. So yesterday I did a spiritual bath, and I love that.
What is a spiritual bath, Jesse? For those who haven't.
Yes. Okay. So those of you that are here for the first time and do not know what a spiritual bath, or just don't know what a spiritual bath is, let's see. I'm gonna walk you through it. All right. So first of all, your bathroom needs to be very clean, because we're going to do a goddess time connecting with the water in your body. And you're going to hook up into the wisdom of water. You know, she's going to hook you up. I have my candles. They're lit, so I can get the wisdom of the fire. And I have Himalayan salt. I put lavender sometimes, and coconut oil, or you can use any type of oil that you like. That's just the oil that I prefer. I also use whatever bubble I have at the house with the kids. Use usually honey, something with honey. I love me some honey, and the body loves honey. And you know what honey does for you. I usually eat honey also before I take my bath. I eat honey because this is a self-care, loving. You know, we're gonna bring it to the next level always, every time we go. And when you start, it's more like, oh, I'm just having a bubble bath, and you probably, maybe you connect, maybe you don't, but the more you do it, the more connection you get. I also lay out all of my crystals in the tub. I have a healing tree made of crystals, so that's up in there. And let's see, I put the water on it. I put it as warm as possible because that's what this beautiful body prefers. And I put that. I also, while I'm putting the ingredients, I'm doing this for love, I'm doing this for healing. This is, the intentions. You got to put in your intentions of what you're accomplishing with the water. What do you want the water to connect you to? What do you want to hear when you sit with the water? You have to build a relationship with the water, basically. So that she can give you more wisdom. You can bring your yoni crystals with you, and you can have a yoni party. But depending on what kind of vibe you want for the day. But my vibe for yesterday was just more of cleansing and receiving wisdom for for my next move.
Beautiful.
So, because I don't walk into nowhere empty-handed.
That's right.
I have the wisdom of the universe, so I go up in there like that.
Affirm. I'm gonna put affirm. I don't walk nowhere.
I have
nowhere. My energy it's crucial. My energy is everything. I protect it, I guard it, and I love it all the time. Like Tony says, my cutoffs are not personal. They're spiritual.
That's right.
They're spiritual, boo, because I've worked on this for a while, and spirit shows me what is real and what's not, and I love that. So I love the truth. I love the truth for that reason, because of it. So yeah, so I do it whenever I feel I'm called to. If the thought of spiritual bath comes in my ear, we're going. All right, okay, I have all of it. I have all the equipment. So I go ahead and I do a spiritual bath, because I know that's my guides letting me know we gotta go deep, and we gotta let go of a lot of stuff that we intake in places that, and because I don't see all the stuff, I'm human, right?
Jesse, why do you clean the bath first? The bathtub is what you were meaning, right? You actually scrub and clean the bath. Right? So the shower, everything. So
because you're going there to cleanse your stuff and to cleanse your energy and to do because you're doing both at once. You're cleaning your regular body, and then you're cleaning your aura at the same time with the wisdom of the water. The water is doing all of this for you. It's on a deeper level if nobody ever told you what this is. So yeah, it's on a deeper, we're cleansing not just what you can physically see. We're cleansing the stuff that we cannot see. So this is why we also clean the energy off the room, because the energy of the room have the kids, if you have a husband, if you have, and then if you don't clean it, and you walk in there, you cleanse yourself, you're going to walk out, and same thing. So then there's no cleansing, because it came right back to you.
Jump back on.
Yeah, so I staged the room, I Palo Santo the room, or I put an incense stick to clear that energy. I also put a prayer, whatever prayer comes up to my head at the moment. I usually, I started with having a sage prayer that came with it, and with sage at the time, but then spirits say, oh, we can go here and we could do this, and let's go here. I also go into I literally just have a blast of my highest self having a conversation. Hey boo, so yeah, yep, we did that, so where we gotta go next? Okay, got it, like it. I put in whatever music. Right now, I have this playlist that I'm working with, that I have it on, and every day is something different that comes in. But I have Lizzie Jeff in the playlist. I have Tony in the playlist. I have some of my my grandparents have also gave me some stuff that I need to listen in Spanish. That's in there. Some other artists that I've never even heard of, but they were added to my playlist by my spiritual team. So I was like, oh, must I need this? Okay. Then I play it and I'm like, oh yes, I did hear that. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, that's it. And then I stay there as long as I want to, or whatever I'm called for. I can go from 15 minutes to an hour sometimes, just shitting in the tub and going, up and down in my tub. It depends, because sometimes, like when I first began, I didn't have a time for myself, so my kids were in and out of the bathroom. And now they know. Oh, mom's having a bathroom. Yep. Oh, is the door open? Okay, can we go in? Okay. There's times where I lock the door depending on what we're working on, depending on what the spiritual team says. Like if we're working on something heavy, we'll lock the door so that we can really focus on the energies that we're working on. If it's not, then I leave the door open, and my kids, my husband, they can come in and out, and whatever the case may be.
So what you just said right there was really important. Guys, you have to take time out for yourself and communicate that to the people that you're living with, so they can respect that space and that time that you need to be by yourself. Yeah. But like Jessie takes it to a new level. She shuts the door. So that's like their cue to know that she needs to be by herself. So if it's shut, they know that Mama needs to be by herself. And Jessie locks it just in case you forgot. If it's open in Jessie's house, that means that I'm on a spiritual bath, but y'all can come in if you want to. So get that routine or that notification to the people in your house too. So, because some, you could do it differently, and that's fine. Do what's best for your house. But the point is to communicate it with the people that you're living with, that this is mommy's time or wife's time or sister's time or whoever you are in your house. Yeah. That I need to be by myself because I need to go within, or however way you want to state it,
I started make it clear. Because the kids understand bubble bath. So mom's going to have a bubble bath.
Ooh, and speak it on that level. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to just do a bubble bath group. The bubble bath that I make you in? Yeah, mama needs one of those today. Ooh. That's how I started. I started that on that level. I'm going to do a bubble bath. But then when they opened the door and they saw that there was flowers, there was crystals, there was candles, there was, oh, this is not... How come I don't have this in my bubble bath?
Yeah, this is bubble bath 2.0.
That's 10X right there, Mama. Mama doing it. Why didn't you tell me, Mama? They. Which, okay, wait. Okay, let me break that down. That was a beautiful segue to get them into doing that as well too. And that goes back to what we've said so many times. The way that you change the world is changing yourself. You don't change the world by going out there pointing fingers and telling people you need to change this, you need to do that. No, you be that living, walking example. And then you allow the people who it resonates with, then they come to you. But if it doesn't resonate with them, that's okay too. Yeah. So her kids was like, Mama, you got flowers up in here? What's up with that? You never showed this to me. I want some candles in my bath time. Where are my crystals? Which is amazing because it sparked interest. And they was like, oh, this is it. Yeah, I know your lights was probably off. The candles is going. It smelled all good. We walked past Mama's bathroom. It smells good in there. What's she doing?
All senses hearing me.
Right, everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been like a year. No, it's like about a year and some change of me just doing spiritual bath of like, you know, and yeah. And yesterday my friend asked me, she's like, I told her about the bath, right? She's like, damn, I really need to get one of those because I told her what I was going to share at the beginning was that I was in such a state of calmness listening to the water that I was able to hear my heartbeat in the water and with some drums in it. With some drums in it. And I was like, I'm not in my bathroom, huh?
What are you?
I'm not in my bathroom. Okay. No, I didn't question after that. I was like, I'm not in my bathroom. I get it. I'm hearing some drums and my heartbeat. I like it. I'm gonna stay here for a little bit.
I like it. I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah, it was such a connection. I was like, my heartbeat and some drum. That is a new one. That is a new one, but I like it. I really do because it was so soothing. The warm water, the heartbeat. My heartbeat was. And then there were like drums. I was like, oh snap, okay.
Go ahead, shaman.
Yeah, I was like, what? Really connecting now.
Where would your shaman self? Your ancestors coming to jam with you.
Yeah.
The beat of your heart.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they gave me some wisdom before I got out of the shower. And I was like, okay, I hear you.
Yes.
I got it. I got all of that. All right, I'm gonna write it down because I might forget later because you know I was in a bath zone. So I wrote it down. And then I told my friend, I said, so I know we wanted to do this and this and this, but actually I got this and this and that. She said, oh, okay, let's do that.
Right. I'm glad that you mentioned shower because for some people who don't have a bath or they can't get in the bath, because with like 2 years ago it used to hurt for me to actually get in a bath, not to actually be in a bath but getting out because of my knees. My knees were really, you know, they was like, you got jokes, huh? You gonna get in the bath? Okay, we're gonna show you, you know. I'm like, oh no. So, you know, but you can do it in the shower, like Jessie said. It's still water. You can still have the tunes on. You can still have the candles. You can still have your lights off. None of that changes. You're still connecting with the water.
It's steam the water.
Yes, steam it, and do what I suggested as well too. One day, get your step stool that you use in the kitchen, put that in the bathtub, sit on the step stool, and let the water hit you. You know, so trust.
Sometimes I put this chair. You got a chair like this.
There you go.
Doesn't rust or nothing. Sit this in there.
Ooh, perfect.
Sit that in there and have
perfect. And I'm glad you said that, Angela, because my step stool is low, so my knees still just be a little bit angry. But that chair will be perfect. You know. It would be perfect, you know, for people who it might be their step stool could be too low, and you know, because we don't want you to be in pain. The point of the whole thing is for you to be relaxed, even connecting and just being in a beautiful portal and you know. So yes.
I still cannot wear my
do yourself. Go ahead and draw a bath for yourself. It's not just a regular bath. It becomes spiritual later on. It might not be at the very, very beginning when you start, but it does turn into something really deep where you get a lot of downloads and so much stuff. Like if you are working on something today and you want to put it into the water, and the water wants, and the water gives you to give you some wisdom for what you're going through at the day, you will. You just, I'm gonna put this spirit, I'm gonna do this back because what a fucking day, what a shit show. What a fucking shit show. Okay. I'm just gonna go up in here and I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna enjoy it. You know what? Let me get some wine. All right. Let's get some wine and put it up in there. Let's do it.
And change that energy up. Yeah.
Change that energy. Let's transmute that energy with the water. Transmute it with the water. And the day I was saying, I was like, I don't know if you heard me, so I was like, set the intention. Like, dude, what a shit show over there. I'm just gonna do this bath and I'm just gonna enjoy it. Like, let me get some wine, let's pour it up in here. If you want to, light up a blunt, or if you do you, boo. Be ready. Bam. And just transmute energy, allow all the herbs, allow the water, allow the fire to do the work for you. Just set the intention. I just want this shit show to end. Okay? I'm gonna go ahead and take this bath and drink this wine and smoke this weed. And that's it, right? That's your preference. If that's not your preference, water is your preference. I'm gonna drink this water, I'm gonna go up in here and do it. It's depending on what we're going through and what we're dealing with.
Remember, you have the power, always. When things come in and go whoosh, you got the power, always. Even though things don't feel like it at the time, take it back. Take it back. Tell negative, those negative energies, who's the boss. By staying in line with yourself, changes and just transmute that out. And you know what I mean? The thing is, when we say transmute, it's harmony. I see you. I see that just happen. Let's talk about this for a minute. Because this is what's not going to happen again. But let's talk about this for a minute. And you just transmute, like Jesse said, and give it and turn it into positive energy. So we always have the power. Like Jesse was speaking about that rhythm. We're getting not that frequency. Come back here. Come back here. Sometimes we have to sometimes we visit it. We have to visit those frequencies. They come to us.
Yeah.
They visit us. It's how we deal with it, how we handle it. Ooh, let's talk about rhythm. It is that time again. Yes, it is.
Before we go, I don't know if you can see. I got a new.
I love it. I love it.
And
I love it.
It's called they're called wood wick candles.
Oh my God.
And the wick actually sounds like fire. So you not only have, and it smells, so you hear the sight of the fire. It sounds like fire. And then the scent that I got was cinnamon. And I've been stocking these candles at Walmart for forever. And I was in such a scarcity mindset. I'm like, why would you spend $24 on a candle, D? That's totally stupid, So I've been stocking these candles, drooling each time, be like, I see y'all, I love you though, but you're too expensive, boo. You are high maintenance, okay? So I'm looking at the candles saying these things. But yesterday I told myself that, I'm not gonna have no scarcity mindset. I'm a billionaire. Hello, I'm a billionaire, right? Hey. So how are you gonna be tripping because your candle costs $24? So I bought it and I love it. And imagine this in your bathroom, guys. Imagine this. Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. They had all kind of fragrances and everything, different sizes, the tall ones, the short ones, and then the long ones like this. And the big ones like this are 24. The tall ones I think was 16, and then the tall ones this way was 21, and then the short one was 16. But oh my gosh! Or just think of this in the entryway, or in your house, or anywhere. Oh my gosh! By your meditation place. And then I thought of Jesse. I'm like, I can see Jesse with a lot of these outside just chilling. kicking it.
Crackling.
Right, crackling, because it sounds like fire and it smells so.
It has wood in the middle, so the wick is actually the wood that comes up through the candle, and when you light it, it's crackling.
They did something to it to where this is, if you can, okay, I know it's backwards, but this is the lid. So it's sight, scent, and sound, and it's called wood wick.
Yeah, that brand is amazing. Yeah,
and it's beautiful because it right now it's literally crackling like a fireplace.
I love it.
So I'm chilling.
When I get off the airplane on where I'm going next, the taxi driver, I'm only asking where you want to go. I'm like, Walmart, please. You go to Walmart up in here. Yeah. And wash my bags. I'll be right back.
And we're not sponsored by Walmart, but if they do want to sponsor us,
okay, Walmart, we got you. We got you, Walmart.
Yeah,
we are here for that sponsorship if you're ready.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Well, here we go, Queens. We're gonna move. The spirits have given us another song. I'm gonna click it. Tell me if you hear it. Oh. Oh wow! Thank you. Thank you, spirits. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Ooh.
That's
okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you better take that out.
Can't dance.
Yes.
I can't see you, Trisha, but I know you moving, girl.
You know it.
Oh, I love music. Keep it moving, y'all. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
You know what we're doing right here. We are transmuting that energy. And anytime you feel like you can, you come back to this video group. The code will be here.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Every part. Even those energies you don't want, keep that moving too. Say, see ya. Hey. Oh my goodness, y'all. Woo. Yes, yes, girl. Woo. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Woo. Awesome.
What?
I don't want to stop. I didn't mean to cut you off, Angela.
No, keep going.
You know how we were talking about the spiritual baths and the spiritual showers and stuff? That was basically what we're doing. What actually Saturdays are, they're spiritual dance parties. That's what they are. So that's why I closed my eyes. You know, I closed my eyes and I tapped into the frequency of the music. And then I allowed it to just carry me and my body to move any way that it wanted to. You know, whatever I wanted to do, I did it. And I didn't care if y'all watched. That's how you have to be. Dance like no one's watching. Dance like, you know, it's just you and a waterfall or the vibration of that music or whatever you need. You know, that enchanted forest. Just dance like you're there and you're in the meadow. And then the trees are swaying with you, you know, the birds are coming up or whatever, you know, floats you, do you. But just, you know, just come with it and just relax. And don't think about rhythm, just be and move and do and just, you know, allow. Because Angela said something powerful. She said, even that negative energy, that energy you don't want, because with you moving, you are moving it out. You are transmuting it from quote unquote low vibration negative, and you're making it high vibe. You're releasing it back to what it truly wants to be. It wants to be high vibe energy anyway. So be like, boo, I love you. I'm going to transmute you into some high vibes. Yes, out of me. Go back to Mama Gaia. You know, go to the trees.
Get some healing like I did.
Yes.
Moving.
So one of the things that I will love to share is to if you're having like a off day, just play some beats and go to the sun. Play some beats and go to the sun, and you will see the magic happen.
Rise it up.
Your body will do things that it's never done before. I've been where I was like crying to my knee, and I was like, oh, how am I gonna do this? No. And then I get this urge. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go outside to the sun. I'm just gonna go get some sun. I'm just gonna get some sun. And out of nowhere, I was like, oh, okay, this time. And then, you know, the sun will definitely, you just go to the sun. Just like when you're at the beach and it gives you that beautiful, toasty, warm feeling, and like you just want to be at the beach. The sun will take you to the beach anytime you want. The sun will take you to the mountains anytime you want. The sun will take you to the woods if that's what you're comfortable with. The sun will transport you to these places and will transport your, not just because where your thoughts are, that's where your energy is. Your body is just there. So just like when you go into deja vu, or just like you go into, our body, our minds, our thoughts, our spirit is constantly traveling.
Yes.
So be careful what you send it to, because you bring that energy back. Yes. Right? And two, when you go to experience these things, you will experience it in your body. You go to the beach with the sun, your body will feel the beach.
Okay, you talking to, well, first I'm laughing at my girls in the chat. They talking about that's a crack-a-lackin' candle. That candle is crack-a-lackin'. And I put, for sure my candle is crack-a-lackin', you know. So I just wanted to share that with everyone else.
That's crack-a-lackin'.
You know what? I think next time I go to Walmart, which it will be Monday, because I'm about to really stock the Halloween store, because you know the day after Halloween everything's on sale anyway. So I'm about to go get me some lashes, I'm gonna get me some gems, I'm gonna get me some glitter. I'm like, you never know what you're gonna get on Tuesday. That's all I gotta tell y'all.
Yes, I love that.
You might not know. You be like, is that D? Yes, it's D. Hello, how you doing?
Never know what you're going to get Tuesday. I like that. Someone needs to use that. So if you get it out there, you have something that you want to sell in your store. Never know what you're going to get Tuesday. Use that.
Yeah.
It's free. It's copyright free. Go ahead, use it.
Right, use it. So I'm gonna be all up in Walmart on Monday, probably screaming crack-a-lackin' all down the candle aisle. So I might take a video so y'all can see.
Why is it so crack-a-lackin' cheap? Why is this so good? I love it.
This is nice. This is a crack-a-lackin', you know. Whatever. Woo! The candle gets me crack-a-lackin'. Who knows what they gonna get? You know, okay, this is what I want all of you guys to love from us three. Be yourself no matter where you are.
Hey.
Be you no matter where you are.
That's right.
Yeah. You know, be you. Yes. Because I will act up, and well, I won't even say act up. I will be D at Walmart, at Price Chopper, at Whole Foods, wherever, you know, wherever, in the house, in the bathroom. I was talking to the guys earlier, you know, I was really breaking some stuff down. I was like, what y'all doing today? I was really talking to the guys like that, because I was at a moment this morning, I was like, D, you can't just be talking to the guys like they, you know, like you. I'm like, whatever, talking to myself, whatever, D. Yes, I can. They know me. I was like, what y'all doing? I was like, Grand Rising, guys, what y'all doing? What you doing? And then I started crying because you know me. Because I'm all thankful and grateful and stuff.
She is. She does.
Because there's been too many times where I have done some things that if it wasn't for them there to kind of nudge me over or to prevent things from happening, I could have been gone too many times. Too many times. So I'd just be crying. Oh, so thank you. Just grateful for, you remember that time in Colombia? Woo! Thank you so much for being there. Oh my God.
Yeah. That would have been real bad if you were there.
Yes.
I'm thankful for them.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for them.
Me too.
Like what? Yeah. True. I'm loving that you are embracing your path, and that you're not dimming your light because others are there, and you're becoming, like boo. Did I just tell you I'm the sun goddess? Yeah. That's yep. And then take my break. Yep, I do take my break. It's gonna happen. Yep. So I love that, Dee. It's amazing. It's amazing. I feel like for a long time you were putting her away. Putting her away. You tucked her away for a while. So I'm glad to see her out. I'm glad to see her chilling and dancing and enjoying life, because if you would have tucked her away for longer, then you're right. We don't know where we would have been. So we don't want to go there.
Yes. Yes.
It took some time. It took some time for me to get and find her back. It took some time. And just like I was sharing when it was my day to share about me, just years of being suppressed and years of, abuse and, junk, I literally was hiding in a corner within my body, shivering because just of so much stuff. So, and it's so funny too, because the people who knew me before that, they're like, okay, what's going on with you, girl? What's up? And then I went through that phase. And then the people that know me now are like, you've grown so much. I'm like, I'm actually the same. I just came back. You don't know me 7 years ago when I was straight face out. I had cat eyes. I had, when I was kicking it in your face, and I was just being me. So, but then I have to give them compassion and grace and be like, not have that attitude. Like, what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to calm down, but I'm glad that I'm at the point to where I can embrace and love myself again, no matter who's around me. And that's the key thing that I had to learn, is to love myself. I was doing a meditation this morning. It was an inner child meditation. And she started the meditation and said that let's get back to your one and only true love, which is yourself.
Oh, I want to do that one.
She was breaking some stuff down. She was breaking down. And then she had us put our left hand on our heart and our right hand on my belly, on your belly. And that honestly is a safe space for me. Because when I was pregnant, I talked to my daughter so much and I constantly rubbed my belly. So that I feel so safe by touching and holding my belly. So she was guiding us to say, I love you, you are enough, it was never your fault, and just all kind of stuff. So, and I felt little DeAnna, and she was jumping on the bed. She was having a blast. And I was talking to her and I was telling her, beautiful, sweet DeAnna, I love you. And so yeah, I will drop it. I'll drop it in the comments.
Yeah, everybody needs this meditation. Little DeAnna was out there jumping.
She was like, it's about time, boy, where you been? Can we go play in the park? She was ready.
Like, yes, I'm here. We're here and we're happy, because sometimes you go back to your inner child and you do inner child meditation and your inner child is just sad. You know, like, dude, like you left me here for a long time. Like, what's going on? Like, you got big and you left me. What happened? You know, so what? And so I'm so glad that that you're giving it so much love, that you're giving her so much love that she actually is ready to play.
Yeah.
And it's it shows in your opening.
Because at first she wasn't, you know, and it's so crazy. You know how we so desperately want to have connections with other people outside of our body, and then have the nerve to do some inner child work, and you expect this inner child to have, you know, want to actually see you or talk to you or trust you. And she didn't trust me because I did not spend time with her. My act, because you know, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
So my actions were saying that I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to be with you. I want to hide you. I'm actually, hey, Luanna, you know, I don't want to hang out with you. I don't even want you in my space. I'm ashamed of you. All of that, that's what I was telling my inner child. That's what you tell yourself when you suppress yourself, when you don't set boundaries, when you don't do any of your things. That's what you're actually telling your inner self, no matter if they're 3, 30, 40, 15, or 20. That's what you're telling yourself. So I had to establish that relationship with my inner self. So now I'm holding her, I'm loving her. I let her jump on the bed and play. I let her do all the things that she wants to do, you know. And then I also remind her that she is safe and she's in my heart and she's always with me. So, girl, now we kicking it. So she be playing, I be playing, you know. It took some time. It took some time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The three of you are kicking it. You, your inner child, and your higher self. Woo!
Yes.
Yeah, it's a trinity.
Yes.
Shoot, the D Trinity. Watch out now.
D Trinity. Yeah, I like that.
Y'all weren't ready for that.
No.
We need to make that into a t-shirt. D Trinity.
Okay.
Nice. Ooh. Yes, underneath Yoda.
Yoda.
Yes.
Yoda.
I'm so happy that you shared that. So many needed to hear that, D. Me included. Me included. Wow. Because so many times that we are not in love with ourselves and our energy. Yeah. And be copping the fit with you, like, wait a minute, you haven't been here all this time.
Yeah.
You know? But then what I love about children is once you show them one time that you're ready and you hear, forgive me, I love you, I'm here. They're like, all right now. Bounce back with the quickness and just keep on.
Yes.
Keep on coming. It's so beautiful, the forgiveness of a child. And so we do have that forgiveness for yourself. So once you reconnect, you're able to. All right, you all, Spirit has given us another beat. It told me, follow this list. It ain't me. This is Spiritual DJ up in Feminine Flame today. Yes, the Spiritual DJ is on and popping. Here's the next song. Everybody, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Here we go.
Sorry, Lulu. Your camera's on, so we need to see you shaking, girl. You can't just be watching. There you go. Okay. I told her if you don't want to be in this big screen, you turn off the camera. Turn it up, Angela. Can't hear it.
I hear you.
Yeah.
What's playing?
It's a dance. We're dancing, girl.
Yeah, to what though? I can't hear anything.
You can't hear it? Yeah, we can't hear it.
You guys look like your minds right now.
We are. We got the music in our minds. If you cannot hear it, you bring the music out of yourself, girl.
Let's see, how's this?
Yes. Okay, no. No.
you hear now?
Yeah.
I gotta hold it, but I can dance like this.
There you go.
My head's gonna do some dancing. Awesome, y'all. Awesome. You're rocking it today. Rocking it with Spiritual DJ. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, praise God
Okay.
today.
So I'm looking for the link to the meditation so I can drop it in the chat, guys.
Yes, yes, everyone. We implore you all. You know, when you're ready, when you want, go look at listen to the meditation. And there's many others too. If you turn on one, it'll give you like more. You know those algorithms inside YouTube. They'll give you more without you asking because you went there one time. You know, so you can actually go to different ones, listen what resonates with you. I always hear the music in the beginning of the person's voice, you know, and then enjoy, and then come back and tell us about your experience. I would love hearing that. You know what I mean? And we'll even spotlight you. So you can tell everyone your experience with your inner child and how it went, you know, however it went and what you received from it. We would love to hear that. Love to hear your responses when you do your inner child work, your inner child meditation work, you know, because we're all working this out together, right? Right? I remember the first time I went to do mine, my inner child, she was teary. She was really teary. And I had still my big puffy hair tails I used to have, ponytails I used to call and everything, and little bangs looking up at me like, hey, where you been?
Yeah.
Where you been?
Yeah.
And it was in a room that I used to stay in my grandmother's sister's house. And I was really nervous to open up that door because I knew she was on the other side. And then when I went in, she was like, you really here?
Yeah.
And when I told her that I was sorry, I thought, I love you. Please forgive me. But I'm here. She looked up. So that's why I said the forgiveness of a child. She was like, all right, you are? And she stood up and gave me a hug. So yes, yes. Tell us your experience. I would love to hear it and share on Feminine Flame. Sauciness. I love this. This is Keep It Moving Saturday. Keep it moving Saturday.
Keep it moving Saturday.
Keep it moving Saturday.
It goes with my silent Saturday. So after I do this, it's just me and
wow.
That's it. It's just silence until we go into lunch. It's silence until, you know, I'm doing something that it requires of me speaking. But other than that, I'm just silence.
Nice.
To guidance and, you know, get ready for the week of next week with my spiritual team of what I need to do. Usually I replace all the waters in the house because I have cups like this. I have like, inside my house, I have 3, and outside of the house, I have other ones that I place in my altars. I have it so that they can clear the energies, absorb what doesn't need to be in my home, goes into the water, just like with fire. And if you ever are looking for something that you need at home to clear the energies, that's also something amazing. You set the intention for the water.
Nice.
And then, you know, you love on it, of course, because you know she loves you back. And then, you know, she will take care of the things that you cannot see in your home that are coming in when you're opening the door to the world.
Wow.
And do you release it to Mother?
Yes, I do.
If you change it, you release it to Nice.
Yes. I put it back in the water again, or I go to Mother Earth and I give it to her.
Wow.
And it transfers.
You have it in specific places in the house?
I have it in the by the entrances. I have one in the entrance in the back with my altar. I have a small altar where I have Virgin Mary that my mom gave me when I moved out of the house. You know, that was big in my culture, and she gave me about this big. So I have a little place for her, and I always burn. Okay, I always be back. You heard it.
All right, Arnold. All right, Arnold.
Right. That is Arnold. I'll be back.
Yes. So,
Guys, who or what was that?
Lulu's like, what happened?
that's my husband. Pattern interruption.
Pattern interrupts.
So yeah, I put it in the entrance. So that one is by the entrance. You could also keep it by your bed. Yeah, you can keep it by your bed. Yeah, so I keep it by 2 doors. I have it there, and I also burn incense by it. I also have a light that goes with it. It's no light, and trust me and believe me when I tell you this. Once you do this for yourself, the energies will clear, right? And if you stop doing it, the energies will come back. That's how powerful setting intentions like this in your house is. It is at another level. Like I've always did it because that was the practice that my grandmother and my great aunt taught me. And my grandmother last year in the spiritual world, and then my great aunt, which when she was physically living, she used to hide this from my mother to teach it to me. So she would teach me things like little glimpses, because my mother wasn't open to, you know, to having an altar, to burning candles, you know. But get this, she does have it at home, but she doesn't call it an altar. She calls it just putting candles to Mary. That's all she calls it. So I do allow her to stay with that. But yeah, she does have one at home. and one day, you know, we're gonna laugh at it, and we're gonna have this conversation, and we're gonna be open about it, and we're gonna be like, Ma, like,
remember when?
Yeah. Remember when? You know, so yeah, so it's funny like that. But these little big things, get my little big things, because they're little to us, but they're huge in the spiritual world. Huge.
Yes.
Shielding huge, like shield huge.
Guys, can I just ask something?
Yes.
Definitely.
So I've never really been brought up in a home or family that does the altar thing in the home, right? My family is not entirely staunch religious, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So we had a choice going to church, as an example. We were never forced to go to church. And I think that kind of cleared the way, or paved the way for me to find my own spiritual path as well, which is why it's hard for me to identify with a particular religion. And I've always seen with other people or society with that when they put these altars in their homes, it's usually for religious purposes. But I've never really done it or understood or seen it or understood it from a spiritual perspective in terms of what I do or what I practice, right? So, but the interesting thing is what you're saying is very much what's the word I'm looking for? It's familiar from a traditional customary perspective, because in South Africa, Black people, we are different tribes. And outside of the, you know, the Christian religion that Black people predominantly subscribe to, we have our cultural African altar or practices that we do. So, for instance, I'm a Xhosa speaking woman, so I'm from a Xhosa tribe, and for us to bless the home, it would be to burn what we call impepho, right? And that's literally it's I don't know what you would call it in English or in the Western way, but it's pretty much to, you know, invite all the good energies in the house and to cast out any so-called evil spirits that are in the house, right? So how do you then, if you're someone like me, just, you know, having given you this context or in this background, how do you then kind of navigate your way to creating some form of an altar in your home that makes sense to you? Because I've always understood it that it's an altar for prayer to a particular god, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm trying to ask.
Oh,
100%, girl. We got you. 100%.
We got you.
You know what? First, that is such an amazing question.
Yes, yes.
And I'm glad that you jumped on, Queen, because everyone needed to hear this.
Yes.
First, I want to share something with you is that, remember, in this meat suit that we're in, we have so many different words for so many different things, but it's all the same thing. Because regardless if you have a physical altar or a place where you seek guidance or you put your energy, you're already doing it. Your house literally holds energy, because we know everything is energy, right? Everything. So let's say that you had a spot in your house where you argue. So that spot is literally an altar, if I can say the word correctly, if you want to call it that, of negative vibration, right? But then you have this other place where you're always love and you're harmony, you meditate, you do all types of things. So you already actually have these things anyway. So whatever you resonate with, the word to call it, you call it that. You call it that. Because just like Jesse's family member, she doesn't call it that. And that's fine. I mean, just like we call the universe or God, Buddha, you know, there's so many different names. So it's whatever you resonate with. So Lulu, you don't have to think of it as an altar. It's not an altar. You know, it's whatever you want it to be, because it's energy. It's, girl, my shower is an altar. Watch out, you know, because I connect with the water energy in there. We were talking about spiritual baths. That's what Jesse was talking about. That's at that time you have thanks and gratitude, and you're connecting with your inner. Even when I did my inner child meditation in my bed this morning, that was an altar, if you want to call it that. All we're saying is you're connecting with source. You're connecting, you're aligning this meat suit with your true self, which hangs out with invisible people. You know, that's all that we're talking about. That's all that we're saying. And whatever word you want to call it, boo, do you, and that's the word that you call it. Boom.
And it's only one school of thought where the quote unquote altar belongs to a religion or religious deity. That's just a school of thought that people have carried for centuries. But we're learning more about what that is. Like, you are your altar, you know? How do you cast things out of yourself? You wash yourself, you cleanse, you wash your hair, you have good thoughts, you give out positive. You are your altar, you know? So it's also what you said is done with a feeling. When you heard what was being said here, you heard Yesenia and Dee speaking about the different things that they do, well, with the spiritual bath and the shower, it resonated. You felt it. That's it. That's all that is. That's exactly what it is. What you make it. It is what you make it.
Yeah.
Just like Justinia's mother, she makes hers by she likes saying, "This is just my statue and my canvas." Good. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. I do want to share. I shared on the comment. I will share it on the Facebook when we're done, because you know, I did share on there a ancestral. This will be something that you can set up tomorrow as a perfect day because tomorrow the energies are very much for this. And then from there you can either continue on using it if you like or not, but this is an ancestral. Thank you, Dee. This is an ancestral. How do you set your ancestral altar? If you have any pictures of your ancestors, you can bring it. But if you don't, I don't have any pictures of my ancestor, or the ones that are really very. My grandfather, I do, but the other ones I don't have. So what I do is I set the intention for them, that they are in my altar, they are in my presence. This is for my whole entire family. I am the one that you know, like I tell my grandparents call me the Mulan of the family. You know, because they were like, yeah, nobody does this in the family, so we're gonna can you put all of us up in here, because yeah. So there's set for that, and tomorrow is going to be an amazing day. This could be something that you could do with your children, so that you can teach them how to connect to their ancestors, so that you can. It's very much like Coco. And if you don't know how to teach, Coco is an amazing movie that it's so real. It's like, what? So yeah, this will give you some guidance on, you know, like if you ever wanted to, and you start there, you start with your ancestors, because we start with our lineages, so we can start getting, you know, getting questions and having conversations, and you know, of what we need, what have we got, what are we doing here, what as a family, as an individual, because we know them, and they know us, they all know us by name, we came from them. So whether we didn't speak to them in the physical world, now they are in a truth world, so they don't remember you because you were fighting with them before. No, they remember because they're in truth now, and they want to bring you truth, so that you can bring the knowledge and the wisdom to your family, to the world. They will guide you on how to say it, what not to say, what things to do for yourself, for your healing if you need healing, for your growth if you need growth, for your abundance if you need abundance. I'm a mind where I established my relationship with my ancestors last year, and you know, right now what I'm doing now is a reflection of those conversations. Of like, now we're gonna go do this, and now we're gonna go do this, and you know, you gotta do this because the abundance is kind of coming, and if you're not ready, the abundance is gonna go to the waste. So that's where we are. That's what I am with my family, and I hope that this conversation helps you. And if you want to just whatever you're called to do, we share our experiences. I share ancestral stuff that it comes from the shamanism background, and it's no religion, it's just you and your ancestors just having a ball, having a conversation and wisdom, so that you can, you know, so you can be happier, so you can have, you know, better energies in your house, so that when people come over, you know, you're protected from their energy. So it becomes that, because they will teach you all of these things.
And they'll guide you. My ancestors actually told me what it was in my lineage that was causing issues.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know that the women in my family has been captivated by the spirit of fear, and that's why they didn't move and do things, even though they knew it was they should. They felt it within their heart. The fear kept them, and it occurred at a certain time, and many generations ago.
We were burned by.
Yeah. So because the things that took place, every generation thereafter, it took an effect, and it just kept going and kept going. But the other thing they told me stops with me if I want, and I do want, and that's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
It stops.
Yeah.
I'm doing too.
Yeah. Same. So I was like, ooh. So my question was, I raised my hand in the middle of the conversation. I was like, so this means that I'm going to be an ancestor myself? And everybody's like, yeah. I was like, oh, come on. I'm here. We're doing this. Let's do it.
Want to hear the other thing? Does this mean I am one of those ancestors?
I know.
And the spirit said yes, because some of
I
us,
know.
we're all retracing our footsteps, and some of us are our own forefathers.
Mhm.
Back to do it right this time and go, oh, I'm stopping this for everything. I started it, I'm stopping it.
Done.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I didn't ask that question, and I'm the one that started it. Woo!
Mhm.
Good question. I'm gonna ask it on my walk today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead, because it gets deep.
Wow.
It gets deep.
It
Your
gets
chat.
deep. It gets so deep.
Well, and let me say this too.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
ask though if you don't want to know the answer.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And don't ask if it's not important for you to know the answer. Because for me, when it was shared with me that I was healing everybody, I'm like, bet it's on. And I just focused on that. I didn't need to know when it started. Was it me, so again, do you. All we are here is we're sharing who we are in our example, but definitely do you. But I want to go back to the, if you ladies don't mind,
Yeah, you go.
to Lulu's question. Did we answer your question, Luyanda? Because we want to make sure that we answered.
Yeah, because I guess, based on the response you guys gave me, it makes sense for me in terms of what then would supposedly be my altar, you know what I mean? Because I meditate pretty much every day in the morning before my day starts. And actually recently I was listening to Master Shri, and one of the things I forgot, which he reminded me on, is when you wake up any time between, let's say, 2 and 5 in the morning, that is when you are kind of in the receptive mode to receive whatever message you're supposed to be getting. And what I've been doing lately is to literally just get up, sit on my bed with my feet to the ground to anchor my energy to the ground, and just listen and try to listen. And I've picked up that a lot of it has just been, like day-to-day kind of stuff that I should be doing, almost feeling like, oh, the universe is reminding me to do this task or to do that. But in the middle of the what you would think is the normative stuff, you're writing down subconsciously or I don't know, you're just writing down stuff. And what I found is that when I go back to those notes, there's a message that kind of stands out in between the so-called day-to-day reminders. So let's say, for example, in your diary for the day, you're supposed to have the meeting, you're supposed to call so-and-so, you're supposed to go buy something, you're supposed to do something. Now, what I've picked up in the middle of all of these tasks that I'm writing down, there's some hidden message about my general well-being or something that I was meant to receive in that moment, about something that's more important than just the task at hand. You know what I mean, for the day. And I've come to the point of just accepting that wherever I am is my altar, so to speak. And my bedroom is usually my main place of Zen. So perhaps my bedroom is my altar in the house.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yes.
I can't wait to have my mansion though, because I already know what my actual altar looks like. Because I already know what it looks like. I know how it's going to shine. It's got all the marble around it. Like, I already know exactly what it's going to look like. The room is going to smell like, I can't wait.
Oh, she said the smell. Oh, nice.
Wow. Fire. Lou, also someone asked, would you spell what you use to burn in your house for the spirits that you were saying earlier? You said it, but will you spell it so we can look it up and research and try to find it?
You mean the traditional cultural thing that I was talking about?
Yeah.
We call it impepho. So that is I am for Mary, And then 𝕰𝒅𝒄𝒆, that's P-E-P-O, 𝕰𝒅𝒄𝒆, yeah?
Okay.
And so other cultures call it something else, but what it actually looks exactly like what we would refer to as 𝕰𝒅𝒄𝒆, you know? And that's just the thing that you go around your house, you burn to kind of, you know, invite the good energy and maybe cast out the bad energy or whatever it is that you're doing. And in some cases, I remember I had to go through a process called, you guys, a process called 𝕱𝖆𝖊𝒏𝒊𝒏𝒆, right? And that basically means removal of this bad, funky energy that is kind of plaguing me in that moment in time. And you have to go through a particular ritual or process to kind of get rid of all that bad energy. Now, culturally, the process varies from one tribe to the next, and it usually involves animals and, you know, kind of sacrificing a particular animal to give thanks to your ancestors, right? But that's a whole process I don't need to get into. But after that process, that's when you then use 𝕰𝒅𝒄𝒆 in your home to kind of maintain that good energy and maintain that good spirit and aura. But I think with the influence of different cultures, and Western culture, even Indian cultures, or Asian cultures, you know, people then kind of modify it to suit their current lifestyle. So you'll find that nowadays, you know, people don't necessarily go through the specific processes or the rituals. They will kind of modernize the process in a way that suits them, because to be frank with you, we've all kind of been westernized in a way. So the 𝕰𝒅𝒄𝒆 that you would be burning in your home will sometimes come with a different flavor of a smell. You know how with Indians, you get like incense and you get different flavors like cinnamon or, I don't know, lavender or whatever it is. Yes. So these days, I'm sure you would find different types of flavors, I suppose, with 𝕰𝒅𝒄𝒆 as well. But a lot of the time, people just stick to the traditional stuff as well. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Sounds so interesting. And I just looked it up on Google, and they're saying this, they called it African sage.
Yes, that's what it is. Sage.
It says 𝕰𝒅𝒄𝒆 has many uses. The smoke of the herb is used as a sacred incense or smudge used to call the ancestors in and invoke trance states, cleanse energy, and as an offering when praying.
There we go. That's what it is. You see, Google interpreted it in the Western way.
You know, I love me some sage.
Yes, yes. Oh, thank you so much for giving us that information and the lessons. I love that. When I visit other countries, I'm looking for temples, I'm looking for people, and just talking and getting into their culture. And it's beautiful to hear about the people of Africa, different descents, different Asiatic descents, you know, and hearing the history. It's beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you want to say something else? And Louyanna,
no, it's just saying, no. I was just saying you're welcome. I get very emotional when I hear, you know, people like what you literally just said now, especially, you know, Black people from other parts of the world. And when you kind of feel that sense of appreciation of, what your brothers and sisters, from the African continent, in terms of your experiences and wanting to engage and interact with us, it just makes me so gooey and gushy and marshmallow inside. That's why I was just getting emo.
Lulu, we're not Black.
You know what?
We're not.
This is a meat suit, girl. Boo. I am sparkly. And my true color is sparkle.
Listen, I'm rose gold, okay? That's my color.
Rose gold, rose gold.
Exactly. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I love it so much too.
That's why I was speaking to the Asiatic descendants of Africa. That's why I was saying it. But yeah, we understand. We totally understand. When it comes to language and the language that we use around the world, it is always translated in a human sense, and many understand. You know, so it's definitely understood what you mean.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much. I thank you so much for sharing that, because this is the conversations that we all need to have with each other. It's beautiful. But we have come to that time. We have come over that time. Where are we going to pull a card for today? Because we're already at 9:30. All right. So last words. Last word or words that you feel in your heart that you want to share to your sisters out there and your brothers out there. What do you would like to say for today? How did the day make you feel?
I'm going to say just take time for you. Go within. I know this is going to go really much with what we said yesterday, and I know we're going to continue to say that. The world doesn't want us to go within.
Yes.
So why don't you show up and go within so you can see the magic and the sparkles and everything. Yeah, because it becomes magical, and it becomes, you can create your own. You can create your own. You don't have to sit in bad. You have to sit. If you like what you're having right now, and you can also upgrade. There's also upgrades. So yeah, go within. Love yourself. And I love you, boo. Cheers to my crystal water.
I know that's right. D.
Okay, I'm going to bring this out the top.
Oh my goodness, she's bringing it back out.
Oh, when I say, you like that?
So when I say.
Right. Do not be afraid to be yourself. Show that courage, show your true love, which is yourself, that you're not ashamed of her or him, and that you will be you no matter where you are in life, no matter, be you. I mean, if you, whatever, I'm not going to give you examples because they're going to be all examples of what I want to do. So you fill in the blank. I'm going to be myself by whatever, and you fill it in and then do it. That's the key thing.
Yes.
Do it. Take that aligned action to do it.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Luyanda.
I think I want to echo what every one of you guys have said so far, but I think I just want to add one little thing is always try to remember who you are in the midst of everything. Sometimes, we tend to forget a little bit about who we are, or we forget about all the things that we know when we are faced with challenges or something that's happening in your life in that particular moment. I was talking to DeAnna earlier this week, and I said to her, one of the things that I kind of rediscovered was the whole meaning of what forgiveness is. And forgiveness is, so I heard a quote from Oprah, and it reminded me of what I understood forgiveness to be, which I forgot about. And that is, forgiveness is letting go of the hope that the past could have been any different. And for you to not put judgment on your life, and to also let go of the need to know what will happen tomorrow. So those things for me have been so meaningful to kind of remind myself. Forgiveness is letting go of the hope that the past could have been any different. That for me has been big, guys.
huge.
Well, boo, not just for you, because you didn't change everybody live that's watching live and replay. Because there's so many times, you're right, girl, that I have thought about, ooh, but it could have been, oh, you know, yeah, but let it go. Forgive it, let it go.
It also keeps you in the present moment. Your present moment, right here. So healthy.
Yeah. So if that's the one thing I'd love to leave everybody with, well, a couple of things. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I love you. Oh my goodness, so much love. See, Divine is great. He always right on time.
Yeah.
The Divine Spirit always right on time. Praise Allah. I'm so happy. Everyone, my last words is what I said before. I mirror everyone and what they said. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Be healthy. Be you. Love who you are. Know that the highest of intelligence is knowing who you are. The study of self. That is our foundation, because who does it all start with? All starts with you. Love you all dearly. We pray that everyone continues to have a blessed day full of love and light. Set those positive intentions and keep it moving. See you all tomorrow.